All right, folks. Once again, you are back with Lonzo, and today I'm on a roll, folks. I am on a roll. Yes, I'm the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce, and we don't just do entertainment; we do politics as well. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. By no means, don't get it twisted, please. I just want you to vote for somebody. And in doing that, I want you to see your various options. I couldn't interview all the candidates, but I got a bunch of them. I've done a few of them in the last 4 or 5 days. We've had quite a few. And today we have another gentleman. His name is Alex Monteiro. He's running for the 35th seat for the state Senate. Alex, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm interviewing politicians and meeting a lot of good people in the meantime, trying to share some information. So it's a good day for me.
All right, fantastic. I appreciate it. I'm honored to be here with you to share my vision for the District 35 because, it's about 1 million people, right? And a very diverse community, like Latino, African-American, Caucasian, Asians, Pacific Islands. So it's very diverse community.
Very diverse community. What's your background, Alex?
Well, basically, I was born in the west coast of Africa, right? I came to this country 40 years ago, and I've been living in a district for 25 years in Hawthorne. I'm a homeowner. I'm a public servant for 17 years, 12 years on the Hawthorne School Board. And then I'm on my second term as a council member for the city of Hawthorne. So I'm very involved with the community for 30 years. I've been doing nonprofit organizations. So I have several nonprofits that we do low-income housing and university school for 3 and 4 year olds. The parents don't pay nothing. I'm very involved in our community to help the unhousing and seniors, families in need. So I'm a people person.
So this ain't your first rodeo, obviously.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's been 17 years that I have been elected in the city of Hawthorne. So, and that is, I think that I can be the voice of the people in Sacramento.
What is your motivation for running?
Believe it or not, I decided to run because, I know this district pretty well. At least for the 5 years, I've been representing the South Bay, 16 different cities, with the South Bay COG, that is the South Bay Council of Government. I've been 5 years board of directors for the Clean Power Alliance that provide clean and renewable energy. That is 31 cities, 2 counties. County of Ventura, County of LA. I've been part of the transportation committee that gave Jim Budd from Inglewood a motion for $20 million for his People Mover project. Okay. I've been doing seniors programs. I've been doing homeless, tiny homes in Hawthorne and help bring money to the South Bay. So I felt that I was the perfect candidate and be the voice of the people.
Okay, fantastic. Now, this is the same seat that Steve Bradford currently holds, right?
Correct. Yeah. So he's going to be term out in December.
Okay. I've worked with him very closely over a few years. Good guy. I hate to see him go, but hey, it is what it is. In with the old, out with the old, in with the new. I don't know who the new is going to be, but I'm going to give everybody who's watching these this podcast opportunity to get a chance to meet the people, and hopefully when you go to the polls, you have an educated vote as you cast your vote. What's your education like, Doc?
Well, I went to the University of Rhode Island where I graduated in history and Spanish. Then I came to California in 1994. I went to Cal State Dominguez Hills and did a master's in education with counseling. So I've been helping families and children to make sure that youth are very successful in this world that we live in, right? Because we have the of social media, drugs, and violence. So we want to make sure that these kids are not on the street. So that's my goal, is to educate the kids how to be smart.
All right, let's get personal. Are you married, kids? Talk to me.
Well, I believe it or not, I don't have no children. I was married for 11 years. So right now I'm single and available.
Okay. Looking for a first lady, huh?
Yeah. My mom had 9 children. 9 children. 5 girls and 4 boys, and growing up, she was telling us, don't have no children. So now I understand what she was saying, right? Because, children can cost you millions of dollars. So, but But I love children. That is where, in 2008, I create this South Bay University preschool that I have 3 and 4 year olds that I've been teaching, educating them, because that is the time that the brain develop, right? So children is very important to make sure that they starting young, with a good education, good social skills, so they can be a universe without racism. So that's my mission.
Okay, fantastic. Sounds like a winner. What are some of the major things that you just see in your district that you just don't like, that you want to change?
Well, one of the things that I don't like is to see a lot of unhousing community. Right, we have a lot of homeless in our streets, and especially South Bay area, all the way down to St. Peter. So we need to make sure that we take people out the street. And my think, one of the things to prevent homeless also is to make sure that the people are getting mental health that they need. Right. At the same time, for example, when I brought tiny homes to Hawthorne to help the unhoused community, we create a wraparound service that have healthcare, mental health, food, shelter, and job training. So we partner with the South Bay Work Investment Board to give the unhoused a vocational training to become a mechanic, a plumber, assistant, medical assistant, or dental assistant, so we can give them a trade that they can, when we transition them from the temporary, from shelter to permanent housing, they have a job. They know how to do a job. So then they will not be homeless again. And the other thing that I've been preaching for almost 5 years is clean and renewable energy, because you know how we have 4 freeway run in our community, right? So we have a lot of air pollution. So we need to make sure that children do not suffer from asthma and some other condition. So it's to clean up our environment. And that is where Hawthorne, we are low-income community. Look, 72% of people in Hawthorne is one paycheck away to become homeless. But we have 100% green energy in our house, in our business, right? Because we have to make sure that low-income community, disadvantaged community have the same technology, the same clean air, some other rich cities. So that's what I'm looking into. Environmental, education, housing, low-income housing. Another thing that people have to understand, when they talk about low-income housing, I'm going to see that people that are not making a lot of money, they should only pay 30% of their income into housing. Okay, like teachers, first responders, low-income families, because you got some families that are making $19,000 a year, $25,000 a year, and they cannot afford paying $2,800 for a 2-bedroom apartment. So they should pay only 30% of their income.
How would you get that into legislation?
And I will introduce a bill on the floor in Sacramento, from the Assembly and to the Senate, and make sure that the governor will sign it, and make sure that all the municipals will abide by the law. Okay. That people should not be paying no more than 30% of the income into house, because right now some of them are paying 60%, 70%, and then they don't have money to push food on the table or shoes in the kids' food.
Right.
This is unconscionable.
I interviewed another gentleman for a congressional seat, and we both had agreed that right after they raised the minimum wage, like the world just went crazy on everything.
Exactly.
As soon as they raised the minimum wage to $15, everybody started raising their prices tremendously, and it just like that was like almost one of the worst things they could have done. And I'm a big political person. I like listening to different radio shows, and they said that was going to happen. It says, soon as these greedy corporations see you making more money, all they're going to do is raise their prices. So in fact, you're worse off than you were in the beginning.
Well, and that is what we have to make sure that this greedy corporation, because like I said, they're making billions and billions of dollars in profit. You see how the stock market keep growing, right. So they're making profit, and believe it or not, consumer spending is the bread and butter of the American economy, right? So
no, go ahead.
I think I lost your vision.
No,
But
no.
so we want to make sure that when the minimum wage goes up, we will have to control the cost, especially of food, energy, and some other resources. So yeah. So they feel this way. Okay, if we're going to give to the workers or the unions a good wage and good benefits, we're going to get it on the back door.
Right.
We're going to get on the back door. So we have to make laws to prevent that to happen, because when cost of living goes up 3% or 5%, so it's unconscious that people are paying for bread, for eggs and milk, like double or triple
Right.
of price
Right.
that used to be a few years back. So inflation is out of control, and that is because American corporations are greedy.
Right. And when you have, boy, we can sit and talk about this all day long. When you have certain people in powerful positions that are heavily influenced by the corporations, we don't get no love. They get what they need, but we don't get what we need. And it's just very frustrating to see how people can just do things that we elect can do things for their own personal benefit and not forget about the people who they're supposed to be serving.
You just hit it right on the nail. Like, brother, it is 100% true. People go to Sacramento, go to Washington, they forget where they come from. So it's unconscionable how people in especially in Congress, in 2 years you become a millionaire, right? they are bought by the lobbies from these big corporations, and that's why they don't listen. They forgot about the people, and then for them it's only about re-election. And then as soon as they got into the office, they start raising money. They start begging for these corporations to give their money, and that is why they don't want to put bills on the floor that was going to benefit the people, right?
Right.
They're going to benefit all these big corporations, because that is what the politics have become so corrupt. And that is what, a lot of people don't even bother to go vote, because who cares? My vote doesn't count, right? Because we feel the pain that they're not taking care of the people that they were elected for.
Okay. How much have you taken any corporate money?
Nope. I have not taken no corporate money, no oil money, no gas money. My campaign has been a grassroots campaign. So look, people from Inglewood all the way down to St. Peter giving me $35, $250. So it's been all people giving me money, my friends, and grassroots campaign, and I have not got no corporate money at all.
Interesting. You you going against you have a few competitors.
Well, yeah, we are 8 of us are running for this seat, right? But my main competitors, I can tell you, is Michelle Chambers, right?
Okay.
And Laura Richardson.
Right. Okay.
But those are the two names that are much more recognized in some of the cities, because Michelle Chambers, people only knows her from Compton, and then Laura Richardson because she used to be a congresswoman, right?
Okay.
And she lost her seat in 2012. But right now, I'm the only current elected official, a council member that is running for the seat, that has been a school board member for 12 years, and that has been here in our community making things happen for families and children, especially those in need, especially those with low-income families. So I believe I'm the candidate that is going to represent this district better, that I don't have no garbage from the past, that my closet is clean.
All right, guys. You ain't throwing no blood, but you got your hands about to get dirty, okay?
Yeah. I will not get dirty. I'm a man of integrity, and like I said, this district is so diverse, not just in population, but also in economics, right? Because we are the 6th large industry in California, because we had Port of LA, LAX. We got refineries. We got a lot of business in South Bay. Aerospace. So we are the 5th in California. So, but we don't see the money coming back to our community, right? You have families that have to travel 2-4 hours every day to come to work because they cannot afford to live and work on the same city, right? We got our brothers and sisters that live in Moreno Valley or Tarzana that have to come to South Bay to work. And then the quality of life is poor. They don't have time to spend with children. So that's what we need to stop this. And it's also diverse because, look, I'm a diverse candidate. And that's what I think. I'm going to go for the general election in November because I'm representing my brothers and sisters from all different colors. My background, like I said, I was born in Africa, Portuguese descendant and Black, right? I speak 5 different languages. So I'm going to be...
Wait. How many languages you speak?
5.
What all do you speak?
Look, I speak for my island. It's a Cape Verdean Creole. It's like the Swahili mixed with European language. Then I learned Portuguese. Then I learned French. Then I learned Spanish. Then I learned English. So English is my 5th language, and I'm still learning it.
Wow, man! I was trying to figure out what your accent is. I've never heard this accent before. You got a bunch of accents tied up in there. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm the diverse candidate.
I can't figure out where I'm trying to understand this accent. I'm like, well, I can't figure it out. That's why it's a bunch of them mixed together. Okay,
bunch of them mixed together. Yes.
All right.
But I have to tell you, Lawrence, William, that I'm living the American dream.
Talk to me.
Like I said, I came to this country 40 years ago, legally with a green card. Okay. Then I became a citizen in 1990 because I wanted to vote and I want that American passport, right? So then I could travel the world without no hassle. But I went to school, so that's what I keep preaching. Education is the key for success. Okay. Education and your first home. And then I become, I'm a homeowner in the city of Hawthorne. I bought my house in 2003, right, for $200,000. Now I can sell that place for almost $1 million.
Right.
So I have to teach these young kids education and save money for your first home because those are the 2 things that are going to take you out of poverty. And also they have to be smart. When you graduate from high school, go to a community college and learn a vocational training, right? So then start making some money and then go to a 4-year university because you can transfer your 2 years vocation training to a university. Because like I said, when I came to this country, I worked 2 jobs.
Okay.
I worked 2 jobs and I went to college to buy my first car. But I was doing jewelry in Rhode Island, polished jewelry for $4.25 an hour. Then I became a forklift driver for the Health Corporation. Okay, learn how to become a forklift driver so I can make a little bit more money. Then I went to work for the TF Green Airport in Providence, right? Then I went to health department in Boston because of my language skill. They just picked me up. Soon I graduated from college, I got a phone call and say, we need somebody that can speak all this language. Okay. So that's the way I had to tell my young folks. Education, your first home, and stay out of trouble, right? Be smart.
Be smart.
And you could make in this country because this is the United States of America. And I love this country. Even if I was young, I would go to war for the United States. Okay. But we need to teach our young folks to be smart, have to build relationship with the police, with public safety, right? Because we need to make sure that our community are safe. So that is what Hawthorne, my police department, they are with the kids every day, playing hockey, playing basketball, doing community policing, on bicycle, not on patrol, right? Okay. So building relationship with police department, with public and private partnership, that's the way we're going to get our community out of trouble.
I got a personal question for you.
Yes.
Are there any plans to do anything with the Hawthorne Mall?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Look, the Hawthorne Mall, as you know, is owned by a private greedy man that have a lot of money.
Okay.
So he has been in trouble. Believe it or not, right now he's in jail. For bribery and extortion, right? Okay. But so now we actually, the city of Hawthorne right now, we in litigation with the company called Charles Company that the owner has, and that's the Charles Company that is on the mall.
Okay.
But there is movement. There is movement because look, in 2019, I sent some developers to offer him $250 million for this mall. And he said no. Okay. So, but finally the court have gave us some victory over him, right?
Okay.
So now basically it's going to be a trial in January 2025. Okay. So the city have give him an ultimatum that if you sell the mall before January 2025, then we'll drop the lawsuits.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, we're going to go to court and do something else with this mall because we are tired of having this big dinosaur in the middle of Hawthorne Boulevard that's been closed for almost 25 years.
What would be the optimum plan for that?
Well, you see, about a few years back, we offered him to do mixed use. You know,
I heard about that. Okay.
Yeah, to do commercial on Hawthorne Boulevard, right, and also on the back do housing. But he wanted to build just 1,900 units. He didn't have no component of a mixed use to do business, to do commercial. But we do need commercial, especially what's happening north of us, right? In Inglewood, we have the SoFi, we got the Clipper State coming. So we need to build more commercial restaurants, hotels, movie studios, right? Mm-hmm. So there is a diverse economic that could be done in that mall, but he's been very greedy.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I had to ask, man, because I remember that mall. I remember before it was built. Mm-hmm. I used to go to it when it was built. That was the mall to go to.
Yeah.
I didn't realize till later on it kind of got stifled when the Fox Hills and Old Town and the other big mall and the Galleria came, all those malls on the same street. And it ain't no money going around. So it was always a well taken care of building. I've been there in decades, of course, but I've always been favor. I pass by it all the time. I'm always over there on Hawthorne Boulevard doing something. And I was like, what are they going to do with this big, beautiful mall sitting over here rotting away? I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah, because look, we have given him a lot of options, but he has constantly coming back with different option because we don't want just housing because Hawthorne, to tell you the truth, is one of the most dense populated cities in the United States. It was considered to be number 7.
Sure, but I can see that.
Yeah, because we only 5.9 square mile, and we have about 90,000 people.
You telling me that Hawthorne is smaller than Compton?
Yes. 5.9 square mile with 90,000 people and 72% are renters. We only have about 28% home ownership.
Yeah, because Hawthorne was the go-to spot back in the day to get your first apartment. My daughter, my nephew, everybody left my house, moved to Hawthorne.
Yeah, because they build all these apartments with the idea about the aerospace industry, Northrop, Boeing, and then what happened? They move out of town.
Right.
They move out of town. So now we have SpaceX over here and Tesla and Amazon Ring, but people now cannot afford to live in Hawthorne because
right.
because 2-bedroom is $2,900, and 3-bedroom is about $3,200. Some people ask even for $3,600.
I have a close family member lives in Hawthorne paying $2,200 for a studio.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's unconscious. So folks I have a building that is low income because I applied for HUD money back in 2009. My tenants 2-bedroom, they only pay $1,300.
Oh my God.
Imagine. So that's what nobody wants to live there because they're paying only $1,300. The 3-bedroom is $1,600.
Wow.
That's what you call low income housing.
Wow.
That is what I want to do for entire state of California.
Does Compton have Hawthorne have rent control?
Nope.
Okay.
No rent control. And believe it or not, we tried one time, it failed.
Mm.
It failed.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that was landlord speaking right there.
Of course, all the landlords, they came, all the landlords, all the property owners, they came to the city council meeting.
See, the citizens don't come to city council meetings like they should. It should have been two sides, the renters and the rentees. We need to work out something here, okay? Because greed is right now. This is like watching that movie with Michael Douglas. Greed is good. Greed is not good because it's killing people. It's putting people out in the streets. It's not conducive to everybody. No one or two people, in my opinion, should have all that damn money and everybody else in the streets. We didn't, huh?
Imagine that it is only 1% of the population of the United States is the richest in this country, right? So we have about 350 million people, right? And then 1% control the wealth of the United States.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's very ridiculous. And then that's what all these corporations make that money on what? On the back of the free labor, the slavery, right?
Right.
Because when they were building this United States of America, they built on the back of the slavery, of the free labor, and that's what they need to pay back the reparation.
Oh boy, you gonna get some attention right there. You said the magic word. That's the magic word. That's the magic. That's the magic word.
And that's why I tell people. I say, look, they don't understand that. Look, the Portuguese were the first ones who invents slavery, right?
Okay.
They're the one who start to, rob the people from Africa, bring them to the islands, and then from the islands to America, to Brazil, to the Caribbean, to North America, and then became the English, the French, but the Portuguese ones who did invent slavery, right? So that's why I said I know exactly the route that they took, and coming to the United States, and all these corporations that is a 500 Fortune corporation, all their money was made on the back of the slavery.
Very true. That.
Yeah.
Very true. And that's a history lesson, folks. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah. And that's why I say, vote for Alex Monteiro for the state senate, because I'm going to be your candidate that's going to be the best for this District 35. And I intend to bring resources to all the cities, from Compton to Hawthorne to San Pedro to Watts, Willowbrook, Parson.
How's your campaign in those areas been going so far?
Actually, to my campaign is going very well, because I have a lot of volunteers, students that have graduated from my program when they were little kids, come back to help me. I have parents doing outreach for me into different areas of the South Bay, right? And I've been going around every weekend, every day, at night until 10 p.m., putting signs, talking to people. Okay. So I'm a people person, to tell you the truth. So, and like I told you, I can communicate in different language. So I'm trying to get the African American, the Latino vote, the Asian vote, the Pacific Island, the Caucasian. So I'm going to be the winner.
All right. I like hearing that. I love your energy, Doc. I wish you all the luck in the world. I cannot tell you who to vote for. That is not my job. My job is to let you see who your options are. So when you walk into that booth on March the 5th, or if you haven't cast your vote yet, and you're gonna mail it for you, check them boxes off yet, you have an idea of who you talk to. Because one thing about this election thing, a lot of times you have no idea who you're voting for unless you watch television. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have no idea. Hey, Doc, we got 30 seconds. Tell me something.
Okay. Tell your listeners to go to my website, Monteiro 4 State Senate 2024. Monteiro 4 State Senate 2024.com. Go to my website. They learn a lot of things about me.
Okay.
And I'm a doer. I'm not a talker. I have delivered.
All right. Much love to you, Doc, on the campaign. Like I said, folks, vote for somebody. Somebody. All right.
Yeah, the vote is our power.
All right, peace.
Yes.